The following story has been brought to you by StoriesToInspire.org.
Rabbi Shlomo Zalman Auerbach Zatzal was the Rosh Yeshiva of Kol Torah in Yerushalayim. And the story goes is that he didn't. Sophia Amav, somebody told him that it's not kavod for you to take a bus. He used to take a bus for years until somebody told him you don't need to take a bus. It's totally fine for you to take a cab. I'll pay for it. Now, I'm telling you this for a reason. You'll see why. The cab would pick him up from his home in Sharei Chesed and then take him to Beit Vegan in Kol Torah. Okay. Because the cab literally went from door to door, he literally was able to save as much time possible to be in Sharei Chesed, and it dropped him literally 5 minutes before his shiur that he was able to get dropped off right in front of the Beit Midrash. Why is that important? They don't tell you this in the story. I'm telling this to you, so you'll appreciate the story. He got dropped off right in front of Kol Torah, and he sees a bachur there who looked completely disheveled, completely out of sorts, and he was bawling hysterically. So Rabbi Shlomo Zalman looks and says, "What happened?" He said, "What happened? I just got thrown out of yeshiva." What? You got thrown out of yeshiva? Now remember, it's 5 minutes until he has to give shiur. He said, "What happened?" So the boy turns bright red, and he's like, He says, "You can tell me, it's fine. I'm not going to judge you." He says, "I broke Shabbat." "You what?" "I broke Shabbat." Okay, what did you do?" He said, "I don't know, I wasn't thinking, I was just in a bad rut, in a bad place, and I wasn't thinking, I decided I'm going to go to the beach. I called a cab, and he obviously didn't think this through. He called a cab in front of the yeshiva, the cab pulled up on Shabbat, he got into the cab, and of course a few guys saw him doing that. And he took off his kippah and everything, and he was about to go to the beach. So you can imagine when everyone saw that, a few people saw that, it went like wildfire. They're like, "You saw what that guy did?" He said 2 blocks out. I'm like, "Wait a second, this is crazy. What am I doing?" He told the cab driver, "Stop." I just threw the money towards him, and I got out of the cab, and I walked the 2 blocks back. By the time I walked the 2 blocks back, everyone was talking about me. "Mechalel Shabbat, you're who knows what, kofer, and they have to stone you, who knows what." And everyone, they wanted to kill me, who knows what, they didn't want to talk to me. It was a very bad situation. The Shiva heard about it, and he called me in, before Shacharit, by the way, he called me in. He says, "Is it true what people are saying?" He says, "Yes, it's true." He says, "Get out of yeshiva right now." He says, "It's the middle of Shabbat, you can't do that." He says, "Okay, fine, you stay here, but tomorrow morning, Sunday morning, get out. You need to get out. This yeshiva is not for you. If you think that you could be in yeshiva, that you could break Shabbat and come right back and think that it's okay, you're bringing a bad hashpah, you're bringing a bad influence, get out." Okay, fine. So this is when Rabbi Shlomo Zalman pulled up, right when this person was getting thrown out. He was taking all his stuff and going, he was leaving right now. Rabbi Shlomo Zalman hears this and tells him, "Tell me, when you were in the cab, what did you feel like?" He's like, "It was horrible. It was the most horrible decision I've ever made in my life. I felt like literally I was on fire. I didn't feel good about myself. And that's why I stopped and that's why I came back. I could have easily gone to the beach, but I decided, no, I have to go back." So Rabbi Shlomo Zalman says, "Listen, young man, you'll never hear me talk like this ever." Rabbi Shlomo Zalman is known to be very gentle, soft-spoken, very humble, like we spoke before about what humility is. He says, "You're coming with me. We're going back in yeshiva. You're not getting thrown out. I'm a Rosh Yeshiva here. You're not getting thrown out." So Rabbi Shlomo Zalman marched up with the boy in hand. The boy wasn't wearing a kippah, by the way. They walked up. I'm sure Rabbi Shlomo Zalman gave his kippah. That's like the type he would have given him. Give it to him, and then they walked up together. And he told his Shiva, "This boy's coming back." He says, "Boy's coming back? What are you talking about?" He had charata, azivat achet, and he completely is renouncing what he did wrong. What are you talking about? And he made a chilul Hashem in front of the boys. You can't take that away. What type of hashpah is that? So Rabbi Shlomo Zalman said to the boy, "Excuse me, let me speak to the Shiva." He spoke to him and he said, "Listen, I'm telling you, this boy was in a bad situation. He's now turning around. B'makom shebalei teshuvah omdim. This is a place that he's about Teshuvah. He's left it. He's not going to do it again." He said, "I can't do that." "What do you mean?" He says, "I'm telling you, let's get him good chavrutot, and he's not going to do it again." He says, "Okay, you know what? You want it to be your project," or Shiva told Rabbi Shlomo Zalman, "so go ahead, you take it. And it's alecha cheshbon, okay? If there's a fallout from that, that's your problem." He says, "Fine, I'll deal with it." So anyways, Rabbi Shlomo Zalman got to work. He came back to the person. He says, "You're in, but I have to arrange for you to have good chavrutot, because that's probably why you got the situation you're in." He goes over to one of the top bachorim in the entire yeshiva. And Rabbi Shlomo Zalman says, "I need to ask you for a favor." "Oh, the yeshiva asked for a favor." "Sure. I need you to learn with someone." "Okay." He says, "I need to learn with him the entire Seder for 3.5 to 4 hours every day." I have a chavruta. No, this is a mitzvah. I'm asking you to do it. Okay? The shiva is who? He tells him the name of the book. That mechalel Shabbat? I can't. That's going to hurt my learning. I promise you it's not going to hurt your learning, said Yehoshua Sova. Please give me your word. You're going to work on him. You'll see. He's going to be a changed person. Okay? If there's shiva promises, I'll do. Then he pulls over another person, one of the top achurim in the whole yeshiva. I need to learn with him lunchtime. I need another one. I need to learn with the second seder. I need to learn with him night seder. He gets him basically set up with the best, the creme de la creme, the best ones. And he turns to the yeshiva, he says, watch what's going to happen in a month from now. Different boy. The kachave, this boy turned around, and he's tremendous marbitz Torah in Yerushalayim. It says, an unbelievable person. What do you see from that? Because somebody that could come from the deepest depths, be in such a dark place, can now bring so much light. It's an unbelievable thing. If a person comes from somewhere that is so dark and is able to flip it around, that means, the mashal we like to give, it's like a rubber band. The farther back you pull it, when you let go, it's going to spring forward even more.
Enjoyed this story? Come again. Bring a friend. StoriesToInspire.org